welcome everybody to another episode of Sipping and Tipping with the Andersons. Today I've got Jack Travioli with me, so thank you, Jack, for coming out. Jack has been a really good friend of mine for a long time. We've been running around Europe trying wines and everything else multiple times, and had a really good experience. So we thought with springtime coming up, what we do is take some time, and I talked to Jack the other day and said, well, let's talk about springtime wines. I mean, what do we do in the summer? What should we try in the spring? So Jack and I came up with a few ideas. So what do we think of here, Jack, as far as rosés in particular, since we're going to start with those?
Well, I'm a rosé evangelist. I think where I've got bit by the bug is on those trips to France. First one being in the Loire Valley, where they make their rosé from Cabernet Franc. And we went to wineries that had just three wines. They're Chenin Blanc for a white, or a Sauvignon Blanc. And then for red, they would have a Cabernet Franc, but then what they would do is when they started the fermentation, they'd pour off a little free-run juice a day or so later, and that would have that nice rosé color to it, and sell that as a third wine, their rosé. And it also would make their Cabernet Franc a little more bold.
I guess the first one we picked one out of Spain, so we thought we'd try a variety today. This is Alicante wine from the Bacopa winery. And different, you know, they can be out of anything. Like this is 100% Monastral, so you got an entirely different grape here.
I've seen rosés that are a blend of red and white grapes. I've seen the ones that are red grapes with free-run juice, like I talked about from Loire Valley, and then others that they're made specifically to be a rosé, and they will press a red wine grape right away, or only let it macerate. Macerate is a term that means basically let it soak on the skins for a couple days before they press it, and then that makes the juice a little bit red, but not as red as a red wine would be.
Yep. Well, so that'd be nice.
One of the things I like about these wines is how great they go with all kinds of summer foods.
Well, that's a nice thing. You're talking all kinds of picnic type items, any kind of a salad type item, any kind of a barbecue even is what I think this goes really well with a barbecue.
Cheese, salami, and a loaf of bread under your arm. That's a French picnic.
That's all you need. Well, we got another one here that we came up with too. This is going to be out of the Loire Valley that you were talking about, the Chateau Woolery. It's actually a Gamay and a Grollo, so it's different grapes even than what we were talking about earlier. And the neat thing about this thing, though, is instead of having a cork, what do we got?
We got a screw cap. And I get asked a lot about, what's the deal with these things? Why are they so hard to open? And inevitably, people will show me, well, you know, I grab it like this and I try to turn it, and it just puts up quite a fight. Well, there's a real easy trick to it. You grab the entire sleeve with your hand, hold the bottle with your other hand, turn the bottle with your hand, with your left hand, or I'm left-handed, so look in a mirror when you watch this, and then unscrew it, and it comes off really easily.
That's kind of neat. Instead of trying to fight between the two, you just pull the whole thing, because it really is connected onto the bottle.
Right, and that spins quite freely, but it forces a separation between the two, and it just clicks. You couldn't do it. It couldn't be easier.
Well, the nice thing about the Woolery is one that we've been bringing in for an awful long time, big seller for us. The nice thing about it, it's got a touch of sweetness to it, but without being sweet. It's more fruit forward again. It's been a major one, goes with a lot of different things. A little bit more pleasing to maybe a more variety of people, so that you can, you know, not only does grandma like it, but dad will like it too, and everybody in between.
Perfect crowd pleaser. Also, I consider it a step up from White Zinfandel.
Well, we got another wine here for us also now. One thing that we thought, you know, sparkling wines are not just a holiday wine. And you can do them year-round. They're great for when you're outside in the summertime. And another grape that's really popular right now is a Moscato grape. You know, a lot of people think of the ones out of California and so on, but Moscato is basically from everywhere nowadays, isn't it, Jack?
Just about.
Yeah, I mean, every place is growing them. This happens to be out of Spain also. This is the Marina Espumante. It's 100% Moscato. It's become one of the largest selling wines in our entire portfolio. It's just a really neat product. And nice thing about it, it's a lot like champagne in a way, but you're sure talking an awful lot less money when you're buying something like this.
Let's give this a pour.
thing I liked about this wine when we actually started bringing this one in, it's got very small bubbles and things. One thing you really want to look for in a sparkling wine is the smaller the bubble really means it really is an indication of quality. It means that they actually spent some time making real champagne or real sparkling wine rather than just pumping it full of carbon dioxide in some factory somewhere. So neat wine, great summertime product here.
Another crowd pleaser. Just a really nice floral aroma. Goes with a lot of foods too.
Well, we thought, we've done some rosés, we did sparkler, but still a lot of us, like myself, and probably Jack included, we're big red wine drinkers a lot of the times. So what we decided we'd do is we try to look for a warmer climate, a red wine that you can also do in the summer. And what we did, we started a new process this last year. We brought in some wines from Sicily, way down in southern Italy, where it's not uncommon to be 110 degrees during the summertime, during the day. So what they have a tendency to do is to make fruiter, a little bit fruitier, straightforward red wines. This is a Lilium, nice pretty labels on it and things. It's actually Syrah and Nero Diavolo. So you got a combination of two different grapes going on.
And it's not your grandparents' Southern Italian red, where back in the day they would ferment it at 110 degrees and it would really stew the fruit, and the wine would almost be brown. And stewed fruit is the term that comes to mind. Where now they're using more modern techniques. They've got jacketed fermenters, things to keep the temperature under control. And that's what brings the bright fruit out in the wine.
Well, it's a really neat winery, all modern, state-of-the-art, like Jack was saying, all temperature controlled so that you're getting cold fermentation and everything, just like you get in other parts of the world now. Well, I want to thank Jack for working through these with us and stuff. So it was fun to do it. It's always a pleasure and enjoy the company.
It's tough work, but somebody's got to do it.
That's right. Well, I want to thank all of you again for joining us on Sipping and Tipping, and have a good week. Thank you.